Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reviews where today we'll be checking out a track by an act named Disciples of Metal titled Caught in the Crossfire. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen. On YouTube we're going to listen through this from start to finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, straight into it. Some sick neoclassical elements here. And I bring it forward with the guitarist drums. Easy to follow along to with the grooves.
This crisis escalating. War is waged. The powers that be competition. Man and machine. Armies rage. Benefactors, politicians.
It's giving me a late 80s kind of thrash vibe aesthetic to it. It's great. I'm enjoying it. I think that the combination of the guitar, bass, and also the personality of those vocals is tight.
Resources drained on this war. Young men be brave. We're all caught in the crossfire. Victims of war caught in the crossfire. We're all caught in the crossfire. Innocent child caught in the crossfire.
I suppose there's some maidenish overtones, Iron Maiden overtones there. It's great, really colourful with the melodies there. It's anthemic with the hooks.
Science is advancing. Nuclear age. Testing complete. Costing billions. One press of the button. Cities race. This can't be real science fiction. Resources drained on this war. Young men be brave. We're all
Okay, bring it back to here.
crossfire. Victims of war caught in the crossfire. Daughters and sons caught in the crossfire. Innocent child caught in the crossfire.
So this is all about people's interests, political, societal, etc. Talking about science and nuclear weapons and all that. It's basically about the innocent people who are caught in the middle of all these conflicts and tribulations. Yeah. Groovy little kind of breakdown here though, that's dope. Oh yeah, guitar solo, nice. Great use of delay with that to kind of help to harmonize with themselves. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Oh, great use of panning there, automation.
Biological warfare. Contagion release the populations. Bring them to justice. Who's to blame? When will this end? Time's uncertain. Resources drained on this war. Young men be brave. We're all caught in the crossfire.
Okay, I get this now.
Victims of war caught in the crossfire. We're all caught in the crossfire. Innocent child caught in the crossfire.
good. Good choice. Good choice. A lot of respect for that. I kind of have to give a shout out to them for not doing the typical thing a lot of bands do where they double the outro chorus. They just kind of kept it short and succinct. They let the instrumental section ring it out at that big finish at the end, leading to a state of ambiguity because they didn't resolve it harmonically. I think that's great. Really respectful of the listener's time, you know. We've already had a great time with the track. There's no need to overstay the welcome, you know what I mean? Well done. And this is the conclusion of my review of this track, Caught in the Crossfire by Disciples of Metal. What do I think this track is about? Well, I mean, I think I've already spoken about it, but basically my indication of what it's about is that it's about the people that got caught in the middle of the biological weapons, like the nuclear weapons, the political turmoil, etc. You know, you can literally see it in the album art there. I go to the side. You know, you can see the children. There, the poor innocent children who are wading through the oceans and the trenches to get the hell out of the situation and the place they're in because the people wanted to do what they want and it causing consequences. And it's a great thing to write a song about. I think they did a stellar job of it. I like the lyricism and how straightforward the vocals and lyrics were. It was easy to tell from the hook lines and the other parts where how it was explained to what was going on. And, you know, you could, like, kind of follow along to the hook on, like, the second listen. It was great. It was telegraphable, if that is a word. Easy to telegraph what was going on. I think that was great. So that's handled. That's well handled. I think that was dope. In addition to that, you know, what we had going on with the actual vocals themselves was fantastic, you know. I like their mid to upper range male kind of tenor tone. If that is a tenor? Like, mid to high range there. I think that the head and chest voice combo there that we had just suited wonderfully on top of the guitars, the bass, the drums, and everything else. Very easy to hear the vocals and to figure out what was being said, and they emoted really appropriately for the subject matter that they were discussing in the song. And I think that it was just really well considered and well handled, and they smashed it. I think the vocals are very authentic for the genre. I have no complaints about them whatsoever. There was some interesting anthemic sort of like melodies or hook lines in the choruses there. The verses were a bit more temperate, but the vocals also did not overstay their welcome, you know. We had parts where it was just the other instruments in the mix, and I think that was really smart because they were capable of being just as interesting as the singer, and it wasn't an ego trip. It was great. Well done. The track at 4 minutes 41 was well structured. I think that even though a lot of tracks typically suit going between 2 and 4 minutes, this one made great use of the real estate without any filler. And I think that the use of different lead sections in addition to the multiple verse and chorus parts with the instrumental intros and outros was a great way to spend their time. I think that we had a fantastic a range of different guitar riffs, drum chops, the bass line being very supportive and aligned to the different chord progressions throughout the track. Almost damn near virtuosic lead solos going on there, you know, with the harmonies as well as the twin guitars, as well as just the shred that was going on there. Very articulate and easy to, and very, very impressive. And I just think the drum parts as well. While I'm not necessarily fully 100% on the way the drums were like sounding, I'm not really 100% on how they sounded. Not that it was mixed badly, not that it was played badly. There was just something about the tone which I'm undecided on. But it's like, I really enjoyed the different grooves we had there. It was really compelling, and it worked well alongside the speed of what was going on with the rhythm guitars and the other parts there. I think that the bass and drums were tight. The guitar soared over top alongside the vocals. And in general, we just had this feeling of really wanted to sort of speak our truth on top of it. It was this epic movement within the overall, you know, arrangement composition where you genuinely felt like someone was in a microphone in front of a field of warfare going on all around them. and they're just trying to tell people about all the innocents being hurt, and you had that energy come from the track that made you feel like you were part of a bigger thing. I think that theme there with the power chords, with everything else going on with the chords, the palm muting there, just how intense it was suited the story as well as the vocal style, and so everything was quite well connected, and I was very, very happy with it. I think that outside of that, without a note out of place, I want to talk about the studio recording, the mixing and mastering, and in general I'm happy with this. I think the vocals were done well, they were nice and present in the mix there with a bit of reverb there just to kind of make it a bit misty sounding to help it sit with the rest of the ingredients there. We also had some backing vocals, as I call and respond, in the mid and the low sections as well, which I didn't talk about in the vocal section, but I will now. I liked the way that they were phrased in lower parts of the harmony there, and they were kind of panned on the sides there, but they were in a different range than the main lead parts, and I think that was smart because it helped to differentiate them, because of the way things were mixed, leveled, and spaced in the mixing, the studio side of things. You didn't have any issues with interferences like resonant frequencies or anything like that, so it was fine. But it's just something I noticed. I think the creativity of the vocals is welcome and well considered. The guitars were double tracked and they were nailed. The bass nice and tight and refined. The drums, I think, could have used a bit more room to breathe. I would have liked more definition to the hits, but at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how they did the drums, because I don't think that it's a studio thing, and I don't even know if it's like a performance thing. It could just be the sound of the drums themselves. I'm gonna just have a quick listen here. Yeah, I can definitely hear definition to the attack of the kicks and stuff like that. It almost seems like the drums just didn't have enough room to breathe in the mix. And I'm not sure what that is, and because I don't know, I can't really say this is this fault or whatever. And I don't want to spend the majority of my time on this review focusing on that anyways, because but I'm positive about the vast majority of the stuff that we heard today. It's just something just to on my mind. I would like to know how they did the drums, just to understand more about the process though. But outside of the drums, if the bass, guitars, etc. were handled well, it was damn near commercial grade in regards to the overall kind of leveling of stuff. I could imagine this on metal labels and stuff for sure. I think that, again, the leveling of stuff, and it was great. There were no things that were louder than others. It was nice and wide in the stereo filter. Things surrounded you in the headphones and speakers, and there were no weird resonant frequencies in the frequency spectrum, so things were good there as well. There was dynamic range to this track, I think. There was dynamic ranges and changes in energy levels. And it was nice and loud without pumping. And effectively, this is my review of Caught in the Crossfire, a track by Disciples of Metal. And hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and their YouTube page. And stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they either help more than they with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.